Stories are often very simple and inspiring, and in your childhood, you must have read many stories in your Hindi textbooks. So in today's video, I will share with you some truly inspirational stories, and if you apply the lessons from these stories in your life, you can develop a very powerful and strong personality. So let's begin with number 1. The most peaceful painting in the world. Once, a school principal decided to hold a painting competition at his school, and the painter whose painting was the most peaceful would receive a scholarship of 1 lakh rupees. Since the prize was so big, a lot of people gathered to watch the competition. All the children participating in the competition were experts in painting. So in the morning, all the painters started working on their paintings, and by evening, almost all the children had finished their artwork. Now the principal began to look at all the paintings so that he could shortlist the best ones among them. And after viewing all the paintings, the principal shortlisted 3 of them. Now everyone gathered there to see those paintings. The first painting was truly magnificent. Waves were rising in the sea. The tall mountains were covered with snow. The sun was rising. There were white clouds in the blue sky, and the sunlight was spreading everywhere, dimming the twinkling stars. People felt that there could be no better example of peace than this, and surely this painting would win the competition. The second painting was just as full of tranquility. Amidst thousands of stars in the sky, the moon was shining. Amidst the tall buildings of the city, there was a large bridge connecting the city together. A shooting star was falling from the sky. People felt that the competition would be neck and neck. No one knew which painting would be the winner. When people reached the third painting, they found it a bit strange because there was no sign of peace anywhere in it. In that painting, a terrifying storm had struck. Dark clouds had surrounded the sky. Thunder was roaring loudly, and the storm was slowly moving toward a house. It seemed as if the storm would destroy everything. Seeing this, people began to think that perhaps the principal had made a mistake and that there was absolutely no trace of peace in this painting. There seemed to be no chance of it winning. After a little while, the time came for the principal to declare the winner among these 3 paintings, and whoever won would receive a scholarship of 1 lakh. To everyone's surprise, the principal declared the third painting as the winner, that is, the most peaceful painting. Everyone sitting there was astonished as to how this painting could win. But no one had the courage to ask the principal. Finally, the boy who had made the first painting asked the principal, "Sir, could you please explain how this could be the most peaceful painting in the world? All I can see in it is chaos." The principal smiled and replied, "Son, perhaps you haven't looked at this painting closely enough. In the midst of that terrible storm, there is a house that might be destroyed at any moment. You can see that, but look closely. At the window of that house, there is a man standing, intently watching the storm, and there is no fear on his face. Instead, there is a sense of peace. And there can be no better definition of peace than this. We often think that we will be at peace only when our environment is good, the situation is favorable, and there are no problems in our life. But this way of thinking is wrong. No matter what the circumstances around you are, no matter how many problems you have, being calm from within, that is true peace. Now you must be wondering, how can we be calm from within? If you want to be calm from within, just remember one thing. Focus on what you can change and accept what you can. Pay attention to what you can change. Try to change that and accept what you cannot change. If you follow this principle, all the stress in your life will disappear. Number 2. The elephant rope. Once a man was walking around in a zoo. He noticed that, unlike the other animals, the elephant was not kept in a cage or chained up. Instead, one of its legs was tied with just a thin rope. But the thing to wonder about is, why doesn't that big elephant ever break the rope and escape from the zoo? Thinking this, the man approached a zoo employee and asked him why the elephant doesn't just break the thin rope and free itself from here. The employee told the man that when the elephant is young, we tie it with this same rope, and at that time, it tries very hard to break free from it. But it doesn't have enough strength to break the rope, and as it grows older, it comes to believe that the rope cannot be broken, and that's why it doesn't even try to break it anymore. So, this story reveals the value of belief. Your life becomes just like what you believe. Even a grown elephant, once it believes that it cannot break a thin rope, is actually unable to do so. In the same way, if you believe that you can't do something, then you truly won't be able to do it. That's why you should fix your belief system. Believe that you have the ability to achieve whatever you set your mind to. It is also said in the Vedas, Yatha Drishti Tata Srishti, which means your life will be shaped by your perspective. Number 3. The butterfly struggle. Once a man was walking in the forest. Suddenly, he noticed a butterfly's cocoon. The butterfly was just about to emerge from the cocoon. The butterfly was struggling a lot, was in a lot of pain. For 1 or 2 hours, the butterfly kept struggling to get out of the cocoon. The man couldn't bear to watch this. He felt pity for the butterfly. So he cut the cocoon with a knife so that the butterfly could come out easily. The butterfly does come out, but it is never able to fly because its wings are weak and don't have enough strength for it to fly. Along with this, the butterfly's whole body is swollen because the fluid that, during the struggle, goes into its wings to make them strong remains trapped in its body. And because of all this, the butterfly dies shortly after. Seeing this, the man becomes very sad, and in the end, he realizes that he should not have broken the rule of nature. Nature's rule is that if the butterfly wants to become strong, it must go through struggle. The same thing happens in our lives as well. If we want to become strong and powerful in life, we too must go through struggle. I see that nowadays, most parents don't let their children face any struggle at all. They want to keep them completely comfortable. They don't want their child to be troubled, even a little. But this way of thinking is not good at all for your child's future. You should support your child only as much as is truly necessary. They should be allowed to learn everything else on their own. Just as you must have seen ups and downs in your own life, endured hardships, and only then reached where you are today. In the same way, your children will also have to face those struggles. Only then will they understand the true meaning of life. So these were those powerful stories that will help you at every turn in life. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want me to make more videos on stories like these, let me know in the comments below. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.